Hey guys, this is Siva over here, and I am your trainer, and I am going to take a class on AWS Solution Architect. So let's get started. So first, let me introduce myself. So this is, as I told you, this is Siva, and I will be taking class on AWS today. So let's get started ahead. Okay. So in today meeting, I will be covering like what we will be covering in AWS Solution Architect course, and then there is some introduction to AWS product, and at the last there will be question and answer from the student side if there is any. Okay. So like who is eligible for this course? So anybody is eligible for this course basically, but anybody who is working in IT and want to make a career in a cloud, then this course is for them. Okay, but this course is absolutely for anybody who want to make a career in a cloud and want to get started, and even the professional. Okay, so these are the list of guidance for you that for whom it is suitable. Okay, so in more details, like I am MCA by qualification, Master in Computer Application. Apart from that, I hold many AWS certification like AWS Certified Solution Architect I am, and also I am AWS Certified Developer, and also I am a AWS Hackathon winner. And apart from that, I am also Microsoft certified on various technology. Okay, so you can see over there on the screen. So today class is mainly focused on AWS Solution Architect Associate level. So there is a two level, professional level and associate level. So this one is for associate level. Okay, okay. So let's go and see a little bit history of AWS. So actually the first vision, the very first thought came into mind is in 2003, and then it slowly moved to like ahead, and till 2015 it was like 2.1 billion dollar of company on a cloud. Okay, and like there is still 5 years to go on, so I have not put over here because it was not fitting, but this is data till 2015. Okay, and you can see the in term of market leader, AWS is still very ahead of Microsoft. So in like whole world, so there are multiple cloud provider in which the AWS and Microsoft is the major one, and out of these two, the AWS is still leading the market. Okay, so it is worthwhile to adopt this AWS certification or AWS skill set. Okay, so let's go ahead. So the very first thing, whenever you try to learn a new technology, then the first thing come in mind that how I will do practice and how I will do lab, right? So let me show you that how you will create your account to do the lab. Then we will go ahead. Okay. So let me go to that section. So just go to internet browser or any browser you like and simply type AWS console. Okay, simply type AWS console, and then it will come AWS console management. So if you have an account, you can log in over here, see. But if you do not have any account, then simply click create a new account. So just give few details over here as indicated and hit to continue. And see, it the practice is 12-month free of course. So they will ask your credit card detail or debit card detail, so don't worry for that, just give it. Okay, it will not be chargeable till 12 month. Okay, and I will tell you that how to practice without getting charged. So there is a trick for that. Okay, so don't worry for that. So just do that. Once you register, then you can simply log into that. So as I already have an account, so I'm not going to create, so I'm going to log in. So if you click login, then you will get this kinds of user interface. So this is, there are two types of login option. You have root user and IAM user. So just I will make you understand what it is, but for now just understand that you have to select the root user and you have to give your email ID that you want to log in with. So I have already logged in with my account. So let me go to that. So this is the very first screen that it looks like. So let me go to that. So once you log in, this is what it look like. This is called AWS management console. So it look like this, and all the service that is provided by AWS come under this section, AWS service section. You can see over there. So like whatever you can do, you have to do over here only. Okay, so just bear that in mind. Okay, and one thing that I want you to understand, that once you log in, you will see this one. This is called region. Okay, so AWS is based on region, like in which country you are, and in that country from which region you belong. So like if you are in India, then in India there are multiple regions, like Mumbai is one of them. And if you are in USA, then see USA has 4 regions. So what is region? I will explain in detail, so don't worry about that. But very first thing that I want you to understand is that you have to select a region. Okay, so you belongs to this region. So just select that, and then let's go to slide. So you know, now you know how to create AWS account, how to use your free tier. I will tell you in the lab. And these two things, uses tracking and billing visit, I will explain later. Okay. So the final is the product overview and AWS platform service. So like as a solution architect, what all the product you should know and you should be efficient, we will be covering that part. So whenever you are moving to AWS cloud, irrespective of you are doing AWS solution architect, developer, sysops, anything on a AWS cloud, you should understand that there are very few core technology that is called compute, storage, and database. These three is the very core, very fundamental, very root of AWS cloud. Okay, so if you are good in these three, it means you can, at least walk or you can run on a cloud, right? So first you have to understand what is compute. Compute is nothing but your server, CPU, RAM. So these three segment come under compute section, and there are lots more, but at the beginner level, think of that. Then you have a storage, like how you will place your file, video, movie, everything. Okay, like server need a storage, right, to install operating system, to file, all these things come under storage. And then database. Okay, so database is nothing but a repository of various kinds of data. Okay, so these three sections you have to focus in mind to crack AWS solution architect certification and interview and land with job. And then you have a second layer of technology that you should also know. Okay, but the first target is this three. So networking is all about, your like IP address, the networking in which you put your AWS resource, like, so that is a networking. Then security, like creating user group role, all these things, and how the user will log in, so that come under security. Cost optimization is the major part of any AWS training, because if you are designing a solution that is very cost heavy, then company go in loss, right? So you should be very efficient to pay less and do more. So cost optimization. And there are other two segments that we will be covering more in details. So no, the very first product that everybody start with is compute section. So in a compute, there are numbers of product, like EC2. EC2 is nothing but a virtual server. So you want to create a server, so you will use EC2. So what exactly this is, that see, under compute section you have this EC2. Okay, so whenever you have to create a server, then you will select this part. So this is what I mean to say. EC2, then you have a elastic bean stock. Okay, what it means, like if you have a website and you want to deploy on AWS, then you will be using this product. Okay, and that also come under, see, this compute section over here. Okay, then you have a Lambda. Lambda is a serverless technology. Like as I told you, to run your code or host a website, you need a server, and the server will come from this EC2, right? But if you do not want to buy a server, but you want to run a piece of code, like you had 10 line of code and you want to run, and you do not want server to buy, then you guys use Lambda, and usually very easily can run your code. You will pay only for whenever your code run, not all the time. Okay, but in case of server, you have to pay always. So remember that in mind. Then you have a ELB, that is called elastic load balancer. So it is like balancing your load. So suppose there is a 10 server running in your company, and one website is hosted like amazon.com. So whenever user try to access, then that load, that traffic will be distributed among 10 server. So that is what ELB, and we will be getting that practically in detail later on. And then you have auto scaling. So auto scaling means dynamically adding more server or removing some server whenever required. So suppose for your website, 2 server is running already, and suddenly you need another 8 server. So how you will do that? So how you will do that? So that is done by auto scaling. Okay, whenever you need a server to add up quickly, automatically, then auto scaling. Scaling means growing. Auto means automatic. That's why auto scaling. Then you have a ECS, Elastic Container Service, is a product that help you to launch any microservice, Docker, and all that kinds of application. So say, just remember, in a compute section, the very critical is EC2, ELB, auto scaling. These three is the very first tier. You should know very well. And then come Lambda, okay? And then these two product. Okay, so we have that in mind. Okay, then come to understand what exactly EC2. So EC2 is called Elastic Compute Cloud, and it is a resizable compute capacity. What that means? Resizable means whenever you need more you can add up, and whenever you need less you can reduce it. So currently you need 1 server, and later you need 2 server, and then 3 server, then you can just do that. So currently you have a 8 GB RAM, and then you need 16 GB RAM, so you can do that. So resizable, modifiable, right? So you can do that. Okay, and EC2 is nothing but a virtual server, like you have a laptop, right? So this is a physical. So same way, if you want a virtual server, okay, so EC2 will help you to do that. Okay, so now let's go into the lab, because lab is important, right? So let's go into lab and try to launch a Linux server. Okay, so let's go and do. So what we will do, as I told you, that whenever the situation come to launch EC2 server or any kind of server, then what you will do, you will click this EC2, right? So simply click this one. When you click this one, then just I want you to be comfortable with the AWS navigation and dashboard. So it will look like this. Okay, so over here, see, this section is a dashboard that will tell you how many server is running, okay, and how many all other detail is. So you won't be able to understand right now all this, but for running instance means running server. So currently one is running, so it's showing it. And this left section is all the option that you can do with that EC2 facility. What EC2 give the facility is all over here. Okay, so this is a left menu, a left panel. This is a top dashboard that show all the things. Okay, so just understand. And then also, as I told you, you have to select a region. So I am US East North Virginia, so just let it that way, and then click launch. So when you click launch, then I am going to launch a server. So before that, there are total 6 to 7 steps, right? So you have to understand each step little bit. Okay, like in a later I will explain you in detail and you will be expert in that, but for now let me give an example, a normal example. So whenever you go to a shop to buy a laptop, so the very first thing that you take is catalog, right? Where all the price, the laptop detail is there, like how much CPU is there, how much RAM is there, what operating system is there, what software that will be on your laptop, everything is there. Like, so that is a menu for your real laptop, right? So this is AMI. Think of that. AMI is exactly different thing. Okay, but for you understanding, as you are beginner, so think like this is a catalog for your server. Like which kinds of server you want? You want a Linux server, you want a Red Hat server, you want a Windows server, and in that server what other software will be. So see, if you want Python software, Ruby software, Java software, then you will be selecting this one. But if you don't need, you need only simple operating system, then you will be selecting this one. So AMI basically tell you that what operating system it will be and what other software will be in that server. And then you have a bit of operating system like 60-bit, 64-bit operating system and 60-bit for ARM. Okay. So just select one and then you have to select instance type. What is that? It is nothing but a matrix of CPU and memory. So like how much CPU and how much memory you need. So you want one CPU and one memory, and if you want more CPU and more RAM, so you will be selecting this one. But see, this is a chargeable. So as in your training you have to practice, so you have to select this one. This is a free tier, means you will not be charged for it. Okay, so simply select free tier so that you do not have to pay anything. Okay, and then over here there are lots of options. Don't be confused, just focus on this part. Number of instance, so you have to select how many server you want to launch. So in one shot you can launch 100 server also, but I do not want that much, just I want one server. Okay, and then at the last I want your attention over here. So suppose when you are running your server, then you want to run some kinds of a script or a program. Okay, so you can put over here. So for that I want one script to run, so just let me give that. Okay, so I want to host a website index file. So let me select that part. Okay, let me select this part. So see, I have given over here. So it will be run at the time of server launching. That is what it means, and I will go into depth in a next class. Then you have a add storage. So see, when you are buying a laptop, then obviously you will have some storage, right? You cannot take laptop without hard disk, right? So you need a storage like 500 GB or 1 TB, right? So storage is basically your operating system will be installed, your software will be installed, so all these things. So that is called root device. Okay, you can add another storage also, but I do not want. I want root, and root device is basically your C drive. Like in your laptop you have a C drive, right, where normally we think of that this is a drive where all the software application will be, right? The same way you have a root device where your operating system will be installed. Okay, I am just giving an example so that you can easily grasp, but as you go into depth, I will go into depth and will tell you technically what exactly it is. But for now, just understand that this is a root storage where operating system and all other software will be installed. Okay, so just simply click add. And then if you want to give any name to your server, then you can say, so let me give you Linux server. Okay, so I am typing Linux server, and then click configure security group. Okay, so see, in a security group is what? A firewall. Like your laptop has a firewall, right? What is a firewall? So that no other unprotected traffic get into your laptop, not hack, right? The same way you want to protect your server from outside. So you have to give a rule over here, the firewall rule. So SSH means whenever you try to log in into Linux server, then you have to have SSH access or SSH permission. That is called SSH. And then if you want to access that server over browser, okay, then you have to give HTTP, and also you have to give that from which location it will be accessed. So if you want that from my IP address only, this server will be accessed, then you have to select the IP address. And if you want to give any other IP address, then you can give manually. But let me open for internet. Okay, anybody can connect, but actually you can define your IP address. Okay, so this is basically means who and from where and from which IP address your server will be connected. Okay, now this is a simple review section where you can see every single detail, that if everything looks good, you can simply click this one, and then whenever you try to launch a server, then you will be presented with this key pair. So understand this one. So this is a key that is needed whenever you will connect to this server, right? So whenever you open your laptop, what you do, you give a username and password, right? Although that is optional, but mostly we keep username and password to protect our laptop, right? So this is username and password it help in username and password thing that protect so that no unauthorized user get into your server. So simply give any name. So I'm just typing, okay, and download this key. And remember, this key is the only last time you are able to get. So keep it safe and keep it protected. Later you will not get it, okay? And there will be difficulty to access this server. And simply click launch. So see, your server is launched now. So see, this server is launched and this is still running, okay? It takes some time, and once it is your server is running, the status will be running, okay? See, currently this is a pending, so from pending it will be running. So wait for a moment, okay? So see, this is running now. It means your server is running, and once your server is running, you can see there is a public IP and private IP over here. So I want to access my I want to access this one from the browser. So simply click that one. Okay. So I want simply to access this server. So see, this is web server 001. So this is what we given as a script at the runtime, right? So you can see over here at the time of runtime we given this part, right? See, index this part. So this is what you are able to see. This is a web server one. So bear that in mind, okay? Okay. Now let me go to slide. So this is what launch and to EC2 server, and you want to connect. And also you can connect to your server that I am not taking right now, but you can connect to your server and see. And this is the process given over here. You can go to your Linux command prompt and you can connect, okay? And also I want your attention that this public IP address is called dynamic public IP. What that means, that whenever you stop this server, you can see stop this server, reboot your server, terminate this server. So I am stopping. So whenever you stop it, whenever you stop this server, okay, this public IP will be changed. So that is why it is called dynamic public IP. Okay, so remember that in mind, and it will come in the certification, and it will come in your interview also, that how to make sure that your server does not change this public IP, right? So see, understand a scenario that you have a server, and on server a website is hosted, and you have given this IP address to lots of user and lots of other person to access your server, right? And later you just stopped and start this server, okay? And then your IP address is, see, IP address is gone. So see, nobody will be able to access your server. So this is a very blunder, right? And this is a loss of reputation as well, right? So let me tell you, this is currently 134 at the last, and let me start the server once again. So I'm starting it, and see, you will get different IP address. So remember, this will come in the certification, and this will come in the exam also. They will check how much you know. So always remember that whenever you stop your server and start your server, this public IP address get changed. Okay. So the this is a problem, that yeah, my public IP change and all the user will lose it, right? So you see, you got 178 at the last, but actually this is 135 at the last, right? So you have a different public IP. So now the question comes, okay, this is the problem, then how to fix it? Then to fix it, there is a way that is called elastic IP. So let me show that to you. So see, there is a elastic IP. So elastic IP never change. Okay, it will be there. And before moving to elastic IP, I want to show one more thing, that this public IP, get changed when you stop and start, but this public IP will not change whenever you reboot it. So let's go to that and try to reboot it. So when you reboot, see, public IP don't change. So this is a tricky question, right? So people try to, trick you, that what happened when you reboot and what happened when you stop and start. So you have to remember, on a reboot, this public IP will not change. On a start and stop, it will change. Okay, so remember that part. Now, okay, so my server is running. I have a public IP, and it is changed. So how to fix this, right? So for that, just go to Elastic IP. You have to create a Elastic IP. Elastic IP never change. It is a static. It never change. It is always there. So see, I got a IP address. So simply click this and go to action and then associate this IP address. So simply go to that, choose your instance, see this one running and associate it. See, you have associated with that server. So now with your server, this IP address is Elastic IP. It never changes. And using this also, you can access your server. See, you can access. Now go and try to stop it. It will not change. So see, it is stopping. Let it be stopped completely. Okay. So see, this is stopped, but your public IP have not changed. So this is not a public IP. This is Elastic IP. Okay. So Elastic IP never change, but public IP always change. So this is the very core concept. This is come in the certification. This come in the interview. So you have to remember. Okay. But don't worry. We will give a note at the end of every session, so you don't have to remember this. Okay. So always remember that whenever this elastic IP is chargeable, when this elastic IP is not connected with a running instance, then you will be charged. So currently your server is stopped. It means that AWS will charge for that. So make sure that this elastic IP is always connected with running instance. Otherwise you will be charged. So you have to make sure it is always running. Your server is always running. So go and start it. Okay, then you will not be charged. So AWS always tell that, hey, Elastic IP if you are taking, then you have to connect with your running instance. Otherwise, we will charge you. Why? Because Elastic IP is limited to per account. Per account, it is 5 only. Okay. So bear that in mind. Okay. Okay, so now see, I have done the demo regarding this server. I showed you, and I will suggest you whenever you done your demo or your lab, simply go and terminate it. Terminate means completely destroy that server so that you will not be charged. I told you, right, that I will tell you. So this is the way you should practice also, so that nobody charge you. Okay, and also make sure this Elastic IP is deleted. Why? Because if it is not used, then what happened? It is charged, right? So go and clean this. So now you are completely safe. AWS will not charge you. Okay, now go to EC2 instance. This is terminated. You will not be charged. Now go to slide. Then second thing is launch and RDP to your EC2 window instance. So I just showed you how to create Linux server, right? Now I am showing you how to connect Windows server. So simply click on window. See, you taken the window, and then rest of the step is same. Okay, so just I'm clicking next. Okay, I'm not giving much effort on that. In security group, I want that this RDP. So whenever you try to log in into a server, then that is called SSH for Linux. For Windows, this is called RDP. So just I'm selecting that one. Okay, so, and then launch it. Okay, so I launch it. Now if you want to connect, you can simply connect. So see, Windows server, I already launch a Windows server. This is this one. Okay, and let me connect this one. So already, so it is running, so I will not wait and waste your time. So just I have already have a Windows server, so let's go to this. Okay, let's go to this and click connect. So when you connect, it will ask your, so you have to generate a password, right? So just simply get password and take your key pair. Okay, key pair. So this one, this is what you key pair we take last time, but for Windows server, this is one I used Kasha window. So just take this one and then decrypt the password. So see, you got the password, this one, and then click over here, RDP, remote desktop. Click this one, and then this will ask the password, give this and simply click connect. So it will take couple of minutes and then see you are connected with your window. So see you are connected with window, right? Okay, wait for a minute. So it's running, it is personalizing, and at the end it will be connected with your server. Okay, so see from to the window operating system you already connected. So I do not want it to be connected, simply I am disconnecting it. So I disconnected it and close it. And also you can take a RDP from your operating system over here and you can give all the desired detail over here, okay, and connect. Okay, so you can use that part also. So see, I work with window, so I want to terminate it so that I will not be charged. So this is the thing we have to maintain also, okay. And I want to disconnect it as well. So simply click terminate. So see, I am doing my live, and at the last I am destroying the server so that I will not be charged. Okay, now come to load balancing. So what is load balancing? That user is accessing your site amazon.com, and at the back end elastic load balancer that distributing the traffic between multiple servers. So this is what elastic load balancing, and we will go into more depth in next session. Okay, then come to a storage type. So what is, how many storage type in AWS? So there are multiple, and so they have been categorized: file level, block level, object level. Okay, so these are the storage type you have, and mainly that is called S3. S3 is a simple storage service. Then you have a EBS, elastic block storage. Then you have a EFS, storage gateway, and then snowball. Okay, and we will understand one by one as we progress. So the very first in S3, the object based storage, okay, where you can upload your file and folder. So let's go and see practically. So go over here and then simply go to service and then simply go to a storage. See, this is a storage and this is a S3. So click this one. See, and simply click create bucket. Okay, so simply give any name, test 2020, and see this name should be unique globally, otherwise it will say that this is a duplicate. So simply click. So see this bucket is already accessed, so let me type 2020 again. See, already exists. So okay, then Kasha 2020. Okay, so see, there is some restriction, okay, which the it should not be uppercase. So just I take it the lowercase. So see, now I have a folder. This is called bucket. But think of folder for now because you are a beginner, right? So think of folder for now for you. But this is called bucket, and inside that, go to inside this, and then you have to upload anything that you want. Okay. So let me go and select any file and folder. So go to add section. Okay, and then over here I am taking this one. So let me go to this ppt and select this one, or let me, okay, so I just taken this one and upload it. So see, this has been uploaded. So you can upload anything, file, folder, and video, anything you can upload, and it is safe, and you can access it as well. So see, you got a URL. So every object have a URL over here, and using it, you can access it. But currently you are not able to access. Why? Because you have not given the required access. So let's go and provide that access. So by default, whenever you upload any object, that is a private, nobody can access. So you have to give permission. So you have to give permission at two level, folder level and file level. So go to folder level and give permission. So see, currently see block public level, so unblock it. So it is so you have to type confirm. Okay, and then go to this and then you have a file and go to action and mark it public. So you made this file public and folder public, and now if you try to access it, see, this has been downloaded over here, right? So if you go and click this, so see, this has been downloaded over here. So you are no more, you are getting there. See over here, see at the end, okay? So remember that part. So let me tell you once again. So see, that has been downloaded over here, right? So see, you are able to access the file now. Okay, now let's go to slide. You can host a static website also in S3, but I am not taking that because of time constraint. Okay, and then you have a database. So currently you have a multiple version of database like RDS database, DynamoDB, Redshift, Elasticsearch, DMS. Okay, so these are the database available to you. So in a RDS, there are numbers of database you have like Aurora, Postgres, SQL. Out of which this two is a commercial one, means license you have to buy, you have to give money, and this three is open source where you will not need any money to that. And then Aurora is given by Amazon. So RDS is basically a relational database, means you can create table, row, column, and put your data. Okay, like first name, last name, employee number, all these things. Okay, RDS is a structure. What that means we will cover later in very depth. Okay, so remember that part. You have a RDS, then you have a non-relational. So you see, you have multiple non-relational. Out of it, there is a DynamoDB that is a NoSQL. Okay, given by AWS. Okay, then you have Elastic Cache. So Elastic Cache basically help you to optimize and increase the performance of your query. So like you selected something from the database and then it is put into cache, temporary location, and next time when you try to access the same query, you will get the result from Elastic Cache rather than database. So your query will be very fast. So there is two types, memcached and redis. For now understand that, and later we will explore in details. Then you have a networking. So you have a virtual network, then CloudFront, then domain name service. So virtual network means you will create a network so that all the server and the storage will be under that. CloudFront is a DNS service. What is that? We will explain later. Then you have a domain name service, like you want to book any website like google.com, amazon.com. These kinds of website, it will be done from over here. Okay. So these are the product, and we will go into detail in each product later on. Then there is a VPC walkthrough lab. So I'm just escaping for a time constraint, but definitely we will cover that later on. Then you have a AWS product. So identity and access management. Okay, so you can create user over here. So if you go to IAM, okay, then click to user, you can create a user over here. So say let me take a demo. Okay, and then there is a program access type, like how will we, this user will be able to access this AWS. So you are giving programmatic access and AWS console and giving a password, test at the rate 123. Okay, so using this password, user will be able to access the site, and then you have to give some permission that what this user will be able to do. So you are giving admin permission to this user. Again, simply create the user. So see, you will get secret key and access key, and very the last time you are able to get, so keep it safe. Okay, and even you can download it if you want. Okay, so you have this URL, and using this URL you can access now. So see, now go to this and give your username, what was it, demo, and then password test at the rate 123. So see, now you are able to log in as a demo user. So see, you administrator created a user. So like you are a manager in a company. Okay, and employee came into the company, then manager created a user account and given to that. Now that user can log in and work. So you, as a user, you have logged in and able to work, right? So this is the beauty of IAM. Okay, so same way you have application service, and these are the things that let you decouple your architecture, and there is a SNS like notification service. So in your mobile you get a notification, right? So then that kinds of thing you can capture using SNS. And at the very end you have a cost optimization. So like if you are designing, then how you will make sure that your product or your solution is taking very less money, okay, and the client is charged very less on a cloud. So that is called cost optimization. These are the product that help you to optimize your cost, okay. And at the last, guys, thank you for joining and hope you like it, and let us know your feedback, and thank you, and see you again in the next class. Thank you guys. Bye bye.